United in Christ. We're here to teach you blacks, you Hispanics, you Native Americans, your identity in the Bible. You are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
Israel United in Christ, we are not affiliated with any other Israelite group. Israel United in Christ is a non-violent Bible-based movement. We do not advocate nor condone any acts of violence against any race, ethnicity, or gender. We advise that if anyone hears or knows of any plots to cause harm to anyone or to break the laws of the land, you must contact the proper authorities to bring awareness to any possible threat, as stated in Leviticus chapter 5, verse 1. Let's get there. Give me Leviticus chapter 5, verse 1 out of the King James Bible.
Bring it out.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 5 and verse 1. And if a soul sin and hear the voice of swearing, and is a witness, whether he see or know of it, if he do not utter it, then he shall bear his iniquity.
See what the Bible says? If you see or know of sin, you have to say something about it. The main thing afflicting our communities is that we see sin every day and do nothing.
Right.
We ourselves have been in sin, and nothing said to us in these churches. On TV, there's no instruction on how to repent of that sin. There's no evidence on what sin is.
Right.
But we come with the evidence on what sin is and how to get rid of it.
That's right.
Those 1 John 3 and 4. Yeah. We rose up early to show you men and women this. You are the Israelites the Bible speaks of. And you must repent of our sins. Read it.
The book of 1 John, chapter 3 and verse 4. Whosoever committeth sin, transgresseth also the law.
So that's what sin is. If you commit sin, you're breaking God's law.
That's right.
That's right.
For sin is the transgression of the law.
That's what sin is. Sin is the transgression or the breaking of God's laws, statutes, and commandments. Give me Jeremiah 44. Many of us have sinned last week. Do you know that celebrating Christmas, Santa Claus, the elves, the presents, the tree, Christmas is a sin.
Right.
Christmas is one of the greatest sins afflicting the black community, the Hispanic community.
That's right.
The celebration of Christmas is forbidden in the Bible.
Right.
Read that, Jeremiah 44 and 4.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 44 and verse 4. Howbeit I sent unto you all my servants, the prophets.
That's us. We've been sent by the Most High God to teach the truth of the Bible. What's going on, my brothers? Can I holler at you? Give me 2 minutes, my brother. How y'all doing? Y'all know your nationality in the Bible? Come on, bro, deal with me, man. This is a black man talking to you. Y'all the Israelites in the Bible. Y'all know about that? How about Jesus? Y'all know about Jesus? You know he black, right? Come here, I want to show you something. Y'all got knowledge. This ain't gonna take long. Give me a flyer real quick. What's your name, my brother? Mario. How you doing? I'll rate you up. What's going on? What's your name, bro? Anthony? I thought you Ant. What's going on, bro? Ray you up. We out here showing our people they're greater than niggas. We ain't just niggas out here. We the Israelites in the Bible. Right. We are kings. You ever heard that thing? We kings? You heard that thing? But could you prove it to somebody? Because the TV shows us as niggas. Because sometimes we act like niggas, don't we? We go shoot and kill each other. And I'm gonna show you something. What you got? Go ahead.
The book of Psalms, chapter 82 and verse 6.
Well, we read now the King James Bible. It's in the church, but they don't teach y'all what's really in the Bible. Read that thing. Read the secrets out of it.
I have said, ye are gods.
What'd he say?
Ye are gods.
You black men know y'all gods?
Bring it out.
You ever heard that before? Yo, one of you stronger, you faster, you better looking, you'll never think, man, that's not a human, that's a God.
That's right.
There's other people. God made all them people. But what did God say about us?
I have said, ye are gods.
Black man, you're a God.
That's right.
Read.
Right.
And all of you are the children of the Most High.
All you Israelites are the children of the Most High God. Read.
That's right.
But ye shall die like
He
men
said, but you're going to die like regular men. Read.
and fall like one of the princes.
Because you got brothers, you ever had a brother get shot, cousin? You probably done seen some bullets whiz past your head. Why do we die? If we gods, we know that God chose us to be gods. Why do we die? Can you answer that? And why do we die? Because we sin, man. You got wisdom. Read that, Romans 6:23. You absolutely right. The only reason the black man out here dying today is because of sin. Read that thing.
The book of Romans chapter 6 and verse 23.
So we'll see that.
For the wages of sin is death.
So I'm backing up your point. The Bible says the wages of sin is death. Meaning wages is what you earn for working. So you work up all that sin, you earn death.
Right.
What are sins though? Cause that's something they say. Oh well, you can't judge me. Who you say I'm in sin? What's a sin? Give me an example.
Sins, like what you messing up, doing anything crazy.
You say messing up, doing something crazy? Okay. What do you say, Camp?
Mistake.
A mistake? Something like what? A mistake. Okay. I'm gonna show you something. Go 1 John 3 and 4, because that's what that's a word they call subjective. That means my opinion would be different from your opinion on what a mistake is. You might see something I'm doing. You might say this right here is a mistake. You might say, y'all don't know you've been in this hood. Some people might say that. Some people might say, oh, you wearing that hoodie is a mistake. But what we do, we got to go off what God says in the Bible.
Yes.
So what did God say sin is?
The book of 1 John chapter 3 and verse 4.
Read.
Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law. For sin is the transgression of the law.
What is sin?
Sin is the transgression of the law.
So you see that? So what's sin according to the Bible? Exactly. It's a transgression of God's laws.
Right.
So what are God's laws? Transgression means you break it. Like you got a speed limit sign probably somewhere through here, right?
Thou shalt not kill.
Thou shalt not kill, steal, right?
Destroy.
Uh-huh.
Thou shalt not kill.
Kill, steal. So we all know stealing is wrong, right? Killing's wrong, right? Thou shalt not kill. That's easy.
Right.
Like we standing right here, we ain't doing none of that. We all sitting here. Ain't nobody murdering nobody right now at this moment.
That's right.
But are we free from sin right now? No, there's still other sins going on.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
Let's look at this week, last week. There are certain days you're not supposed to keep holy.
Right.
Holidays, like Christmas. Y'all celebrate Christmas? You did? It's Christmas in the Bible to do it.
T-top.
Bring it out.
Huh? You don't think so? What do you say? You say you don't think so. What do you say? You say it's in the Bible, but it's really not what?
I heard my uncle I said read the Quran, you know what I'm saying?
You read, okay. All right, so you read the Quran, so he's Muslim.
Read a little bit of the Quran.
Okay. All right, so we ain't Muslims out here. We still teach Jesus Christ in the Bible. Now, I'm going to say something. Jesus Christ can't stand Christmas. It has nothing to do with Christ.
That's right.
Give me Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 1. I'm going to show you Christmas is in the Bible, but the Bible says do not do it.
Bring it out.
The book of Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 1.
Come on.
Hear ye the words which the Lord spake unto you, O house of Israel.
So it's speaking to, the Bible only speaks to the Israelites. When you read the whole Bible, it only talks to the Israelites. Like, look on this sign. You see your nationality over here?
Bring it out.
According to your father, what would be your nationality according to that sign right there? So-called African Americans, so-called West Indians. Judah. What about you? What's your father? What's his nationality? Say again? At the bottom, Gad, G-A-D? Okay, so you Native American? All right, so you be from the tribe of Gad, you be from the tribe of Judah. My brother right here. How you doing, brother? What tribe would you fall into in the Bible according to this? Because we know the so-called white man, he gave us names in slavery. Well, let's just reject those names for a minute. Let's go into the Bible. What does God call us?
Bring it out.
According to your father.
Hey.
So he's Judah. What are you? What's your father's nationality? Just say it. I'll help you out.
Black and white.
You say black and white? What's your great grandfather? You black man? Yeah, so that'd be the tribe of Judah.
Right.
There's no such thing as mixed. I see you a little light-skinned to me. Ain't no such thing as mixed in the eyes of God. You are what your father is.
Right.
Right. See?
All right, go back. Read it again.
The book of
And what we're
Jeremiah.
showing, brothers, our people in the midst of sin, that's why we as gods are dying in the streets.
Right.
Because there's certain sins we haven't stopped doing. We're showing them one of the sins, this so-called Christmas. Read that.
The book of Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 1.
Read.
Hear ye the words which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
That's why I had you look at that sign, because God ain't speaking to everybody.
That's
Don't
right.
everybody want to hear the Bible.
Right.
Well, he's calling us to come back. Read your records. That's what he's saying. Read.
Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
You blacks, you Hispanics, you Native Americans, don't learn the way of the heathen. Heathen are the other nations not on that sign.
That's right.
That's the so-called white man, the so-called Arab man. They got their own religions. Like we don't worship, where the Isibo at? Where he at? Is this Jesus? Take a good look at him. Is this Jesus? This is supposedly. But he's not in the Bible like that. $100 after the Sabbath.
They got him like he was a white.
Yeah, they got him. They repainted his image as a white man.
Right.
And that's Christmas. Christmas is the celebration of his so-called birthday. But it's not in the Bible.
Right.
Read on.
Thus saith the Lord,
Come on.
learn not the way of the
So
heathen,
God says, don't learn the ways of the other nations, like white folks, so-called Arab man, Chinese. Don't do their stuff. Read.
and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
Come on.
For the heathen are dismayed at
You
them.
talking about horoscopes. Like, you ever seen a horoscope in newspapers? How everybody got the same damn horoscope?
Bring it out.
All the Aries got the same thing. That's ridiculous. Sit there, don't pay that no attention. Read.
For the custom of the people are
He
vain.
said their customs, that's like traditions, holidays, he said they're lies.
Right.
You all with me? Oh, read on.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest,
This custom, y'all gotta help me out with this one. This custom, they cut a tree out the forest. There's a certain holiday where they cut the tree out the forest.
Bring it out.
the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe.
They said the axe cuts down this tree. Come on.
They deck it.
Hold on, what they do with it?
They deck it.
So they take that tree and then they deck it. They decorate it. You ever heard that song? Deck the what? Halls. That's a Christmas song, right? You're talking about decorating what? A tree. But we're
right.
reading that in the Bible. Read on.
They deck it with silver and with gold.
Ain't that what we put on that tree?
Bring it out.
Ornaments. And silver and gold. There's a song called Silver and Gold. Y'all heard that song? Read on, but that's in the Bible. Read.
They fasten it with nails and with hammers.
Now, where you use some nails and screws on the tree? Or you use the tree stand. What's going on, my sister? You know you're an Israelite according to the Bible? You reckon?
What you saying?
Yeah, that's what we're bringing out. Now, the Israelites, that's the blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans on this sign right here. You see your
Right.
nationality over here?
Right.
If you, which one are you?
I'm a lot of different things.
What's your father? That's sorted out. What's your father?
My dad,
Yeah,
American black,
American black. That means you from the tribe of Judah.
That's right.
Well,
That's
brother,
right.
what's your name, sir? Sarisa. What's your name, brother? William. What's your father's tribe according to the Bible on this side? That's what we're showing. Black history is the Bible. It's not in the Bible. It is the Bible. That's the whole Bible. American Indian. So you two right there, y'all from the tribe of Gad.
Right.
That's
Right.
a mighty warrior tribe in the Bible. That's how y'all learn bow and arrows. That's why y'all was painting y'all faces back in the day. Because that's in the Bible that you do it. Tribe of Judah, y'all the head tribe. That's the tribe Jesus Christ came out of.
That's right.
So I'm gonna tell you a secret, Jesus Christ is a black man.
Right. That's
And we're
right.
gonna prove that today. But what we're doing right now, we're showing why these men right here, these men are gods. But they can die just like regular men because of sin.
Right.
We're showing the sin. Read it again, verse 3.
Verse 3.
Come on.
For the custom of the people are vain.
There are customs we do that are sins. They are lies. Come on.
For one cutteth the tree out of the forest.
Come on.
The work of the hands of the workmen with the axe.
Read.
They deck it
They decorate it. Read.
with silver and with gold.
So this custom, every year you're gonna decorate a tree with silver and gold. Read.
They fasten it with nails and with hammers.
Your tree don't just stand up in your house. You got to get a tree stand. That's nails or screws, right? Come on. Back then they used to nail it to the floor. Read.
That it move not.
Come on.
They are upright as
Go back to verse 2 though.
verse 2.
Yeah, that's like check. Yeah, I'll come check this out if y'all want to. Read
Thus
verse 2.
saith the Lord,
I don't want y'all to forget the point. What did God say in verse 2?
learn not the way of the heathen.
So, according to this scripture, should we do Christmas? Now that we read about the tree. Read again.
Learn not the way of the heathen.
He opened up the chapter saying, don't learn what I'm about to tell you. Then we read about what? The Christmas tree, right? Should we do Christmas?
Bring it out.
You say no. What do you say?
We do it because that's what we don't been believed in so long.
That's what we've been taught, right?
That's right.
You know you've been taught lies?
Right.
What if you've been taught lies? What about Santa Claus? Didn't we get taught that too? You know, not one of y'all believe in Santa Claus right now. You outgrew that lie. Yeah, mom and daddy was Santa Claus. You outgrew the lies. That's what we tell y'all right now. As grown men, you have to outgrow that childish lie that Christmas is real.
Right.
It's a deception. They twisted our mind up. They changed it. They made us worship false gods.
Right.
This is Tammuz. Tammuz is a god. He's the son of Nimrod. That's his body. I'm going to tell you the history of it. It's a Babylonian god. Nimrod died. Then he had a son. They cut the pieces of his body up when he died again, when his son died. And they turned that, they said when they buried the body, a tree grew up. Or they poured the blood on top of a stump. There's different variations. They poured his blood on top of a tree stump and an evergreen tree popped out of that. And he said, that's Nimrod. That's Tammuz. So worship that. Put that in your house and then put presents under it. Why are we putting presents under the tree? Where does Jesus fall in there? We putting presents under the tree. Nowhere, right?
Teach.
Why do we put ornaments on the tree? Where did it say that? Where did Jesus say thou shalt put ornaments on the tree? It don't say that. It's a fairy tale. It's idolatry.
Right.
That's the greatest thing we in right now. We in idolatry. In these churches, they push that tree and they never explain what's going on in the Bible.
It's
Right.
It's Christmas is believe and this and that you get gifts and then you don't down.
Yeah, they don't break it down. I'm going to show you Colossians 2:8. I'm going to show you why they don't. Because they want you in sin.
Teach.
The whole world wants us in sin, so we never return to being gods again.
Right. Teach.
You understand that thing? We separated from our God. We don't have power. Our God don't deal with us because God is black. God, Christ, we're going to show you all that. They are black.
Right.
And they ain't deal with us. You ever have, who know their father out here? All praise. That's rare. All y'all know your father, right? I'm assuming y'all grew up with him, right?
Yeah.
If you did something that didn't please him, what happened to you?
Cut you off.
He cut you off, what? Whoop. That's a good one. He'll punish you. Whoop you.
Teach.
Watch this. You Colossians 2:8.
The book of Colossians,
Go ahead.
chapter 2, verse 8.
20, 2:8, go ahead.
Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit.
So the Bible says, beware. That's what it means. Beware. Watch out. Or a man, like a nation, will do what?
Spoil you.
Spoil you means like destroy your mind. People that still believe in Santa Claus and they're grown men, they got a destroyed mind, don't they?
Bring it out.
So is somebody that celebrates Christmas when they got it in the Bible, don't do it.
Right.
That's a destroyed, spoiled mind. Read on.
Spoil you through philosophy.
Philosophy is like, well, we just do it for the kids. We do it for the love of Jesus.
Bring it out.
That's a
Teach.
philosophy. That's just somebody saying something. Read.
And vain deceit.
That vain deceit is lying deception. That's what that means, literally. A lying deception, a sneaky lie. Nobody just comes out and says, y'all know, Christmas, that's not Santa Claus. Santa Claus, that's Satan rearranged. In the Netherlands, they have black slaves with Santa Claus. Can somebody pull up that image real quick? Hey, Abraham, can y'all pull that up real quick? Santa Claus? We can show you the origin of all that. And we do that, and they do blackface over in the Netherlands making fun of black people.
Bring it out. Right.
But we celebrating that pagan holiday. Come on.
Through philosophy and vain deceit.
Come on.
After the tradition of men.
So that's what we've been deceived by, the tradition of men. Christmas is a tradition of men, causing us to sin. Read.
After the rudiments of the world.
Read.
And not of Christ.
See that? If you do those things, you're not running with Christ.
Right.
Christ said, don't do that.
Right.
So if you choose to do it anyway, you are in sin. You are against
right.
Christ, you are against God. You understand
right.
that thing? So guess what? What are you about to say? Go ahead.
I got different beliefs.
Go ahead. What's your different belief? Tell me.
I'm not really religious.
All right, that's cool.
I believe in Earth. That's what I worship. I worship Earth.
Okay.
Without Earth, we wouldn't be here. We have no clue why we're here anyway.
Okay.
The reason why we know we're here is because of water.
Because of water.
Yes.
So you believe, make sure I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
You say you worship the earth.
Yes.
And the only reason we're here is because of the earth. Other than that, we wouldn't know why we were here except for the water.
Yes.
What does the water tell you?
Water tells us liquid.
Liquid. It tells you liquid.
Yes.
I'm gonna show you something.
It interprets liquid.
It interprets liquid.
Yes.
You just told me that, and I don't understand what that means.
How would we live without liquid?
How we live without liquid. Okay. I'm gonna show you something. The Bible tells us
Matthew 4
who we are and who we are. What did you say?
Matthew 4:4.
Okay, you can grab that. The Bible's gonna tell us who we are. We're gonna go into that. Some of the curses, the reason why we look the way we look, and why we don't rule the earth now.
Right.
That's in the Bible. It's gonna tell us who we are. Watch
Right.
it.
The book of Matthew chapter 4 and verse 4.
Come on.
But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God.
So we
That's
can't
right.
live without the words that proceed out of the mouth of God.
That's
Now,
it.
I'm gonna show you those words and prove it. Go me Deuteronomy 28.
Bring it out.
15.
Bring it out.
Watch this thing right here. This is talking directly to the blacks, the Hispanics, Native Americans.
Right.
Watch
Right.
this.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15.
Read.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So I don't know if y'all know Moses. Y'all know Moses? He's a black man. This is Moses speaking to y'all, the children of Israel. Read.
To observe to do all his
He
commandments.
said, do all the commandments. The brother said, thou shalt not kill, steal. He also said, keep the Sabbath day. Today is the Lord's Sabbath day.
Right.
And when you keep the Sabbath day, you don't keep any other days. You leave Christmas alone. You leave New Year's alone, because New Year's is a celebration of Janus.
Bring it out.
January is named after Janus. It's a two-faced God. It's a face on both sides.
Bring it
He's
out.
supposed to be the gatekeeper of time. And then they put it in the dead of winter and say, that's your New Year.
Bring it out.
The New Year is in spring. In the month of Abib. But guess what? So-called white man's turned everything upside down. Where we think the day begins in the middle of the night,
Teach.
midnight. It doesn't. It begins when the sun goes down. That's the end of one day, the beginning of the next. But they flipped our minds. So what is God saying? If you don't listen to my commandments and get deceived by these nations, What are you going to do?
And his statutes which I command thee this
So he
day,
said, for all the laws I command you, read.
that all these curses
If you don't do it, these curses, read.
shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So he said, historically, I'm going to punish you. Like you said, I think you said it, or the brother next to you, I think he might have left. He said, a whooping. Let's get the whooping. Give me 32.
Bring it out.
Are you over
Bring it
there?
out.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 32.
Come on.
Thy sons and thy daughters
Here's one of the whoopings, the punishments. Read.
shall be given unto another people.
So, did that happen to anybody? Did anybody ever get punished like that by God? Look at history. Look at the worst thing that ever happened to black people and Hispanic people.
Bring it
What was
out.
the worst thing that ever happened to us?
You got hanged, you got beaten.
Hanged, beaten?
That's right.
Something worse than that, though.
Yeah.
That was recently. What's 200, 300, 400 years back? What happened to us?
Starved.
Huh?
They starved us.
They starved us? What was it called? You're right, though. They tortured us, they starved us. What they call it? What's this? What they call that?
Slavery.
Slavery. Slavery happened to all the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
Right.
That's a punishment on a God level.
That's right.
There's no nation that can just organize something like that. God said, I'm going to give you into the hands of your enemies. Read it again out of the Bible. Hold that up, though.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Now, I'm going to show you something. Literally, look at this right here. This is literally what that scripture's talking about. Who's getting sold right there? Black men. But what kind of people? Is it grown people? What's in their hands? A kid. Did it happen to so-called white people?
Nah,
Did it happen to Asians?
no,
Nah.
Arabs?
nah.
No, what only happened to who?
Black.
Black people. That means that Bible's talking only to us.
That's right.
Read on.
And thy eyes shall look and fill with longing for them.
So you gotta look, what do you think happened to these two people right here after that child was sold? 'Cause they was sold to the same plantation. The child going this way, parents going over here. Husband might go this way, wife is down there in West Virginia. You understand that thing? So what happened after he said, nigga sold to Master Charles in West Virginia?
Bring it out.
Their eyes and looked and filled with longing for their child. They cried, huh?
Take you away from you, take you to the family that you're gonna be with.
Bring it out.
You wrong.
Right. They teach you wrong, and you become their property.
Right.
You start having their last name.
Right.
Is it more?
This is called recently.
And fill with
Yeah, so the tribe of Issachar, that's the so-called Mexicans. That recently happened to them. In places like Mauritania, Saudi Arabia, there are still black people for sale as slaves.
Right.
This day,
Right.
you could go on the internet and see black men getting sold for $200 American pretty much.
That's right.
Read on.
They doing it to you.
To this day, they ain't putting that on CNN. To this day,
Come on, Bob.
we are still being sold as slaves.
Right.
In the prison systems, you are a slave.
Right.
You work for free or for pennies. You are a slave.
You're a slave now.
It gives you a
Right.
slave number.
Right.
Slavery is still going on. Read
That's
on.
right.
and fill with longing for them all the day long.
So you're gonna want your children back and you're not gonna get them back. You're gonna just cry. Read.
And there shall be no might in thy hand.
So these two people didn't have no might to get their children back. How many of y'all got kids? See, two of y'all got kids. So if CPS come and take your kids, Child Protective Services, you got power to get them back?
Bring it out.
They got a case against you, you don't got no power to
You
get
got
them
no power
back.
to get them back.
You're gonna go and beg. You're gonna go in front of that judge. You're gonna please let me have my kids back.
That's right.
He's gonna say, I don't know, nigga. I don't know. I decided you're not good enough a parent.
Right.
Or your wife's not good enough a parent, your girlfriend. So that's today. They could come right now and take your children.
Right.
God forbid. Did it? Give me verse 46. These things are not just words in a book. They are signs sent by God. He don't rearrange the clouds and make signs no more. He don't do that no more. He used to do that in the Bible, have different signs. Today he said, I'm only sending the book and the prophets.
Right.
That's the only thing you get now.
That's right.
Read.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 46.
Come on.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
Today there's those same curses, like your sons and daughters going into slavery, being given to another people. He said they should be upon thee for a sign. Read it one more time.
And they shall be upon thee
These curses shall be on you blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans.
for a sign.
This is a sign on you. Like if I'm looking for Burger King, I'm gonna look for what, my brothers?
Burger King sign.
Burger King sign. I want a U-Haul truck. I'm gonna go, where the U-Haul? It ain't that truck. It's that truck because there's a sign on it. So when you're looking for the Israelites, you don't just go and look for what people saying the Israelites. What people got the curses on them?
Right.
What people
That's
went
right.
to slavery?
Right.
Keep reading.
And for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
The seed is your children. Because your children got children, your children got children, and so on and so forth. He said these curses will stay on there forever.
Right.
So you'll always be able to identify the children of Israel.
Bring it
Keep
out.
reading. Give me verse 48.
48.
Come on.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine
He
enemies.
said one of the curses, another one, is you're going to serve your enemies.
Teach.
Watch it, 'cause I know what you think of slavery. Yeah, we served our enemies in slavery, right? Right? We do it to today. We don't.
Bring it out.
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
Now, they didn't come on their own. We ain't out here blame white folks for nothing. God sent them. God sent them to punish us. They are the belt. They are the switch. They are the whooping. They are the timeout.
Right.
Read.
And hunger.
So it said for food, you have to serve your enemies. Where do we go to get food?
Store, grocery store.
Yeah, grocery store. You say animals? So who controls all of that? Who controls the grocery store? Who controls the livestock? The animals.
Bring it out.
Who?
White people.
Yeah. So white people, y'all agree with that? They own the businesses that control your food source. Say you don't like the food, man. This stuff give my kids eczema. It's jacking up our health. Make better food. They're gonna say no, nigga, no.
Right.
They won't even talk to you.
Wake them up, huh?
They control all of that, and you depend on them for that. And if they cut it off in your neighborhood, you're gonna starve to death.
That's right.
We don't.
And in thirst.
They said for water, a free, renewable resource fall out of the sky. You depend on your enemies for water.
Bring it out.
Y'all got a water bill? We all got water bills. There's somewhere, there's a man that goes, click, turn your water on. Read.
And in nakedness.
So the clothes, we all got different brands of clothes. The textiles come from the same person, right? Right? Who it come from? So-called white people. But God didn't call them white. Read what he called them in the first part. Read it from the top.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
He didn't have to put a color. He said you're going to serve your enemies.
Bring it out.
But we know who our enemy is right now, today.
Bring it out. Which the Lord shall send against thee.
Come on.
In hunger.
Read.
And in thirst.
Read.
And in nakedness.
Come on.
And in the want of all things.
So absolutely everything.
Right. Right.
He touched on bare necessity. Then he said for everything. Your truck. Your driver's license. Like my brother right here in the truck. He got to have a driver's license to drive. Where did he get that from? Leroy? Bootsy? He ain't putting driver's license. You got to go down to the DMV. We know who run that.
Right.
If you have a child, like you have a child, y'all sign a birth certificate, right? Why you sign that? Why you just had a baby? Because it's a law. He said, your enemy said,
Make sure that is yours.
make sure it's yours. You're going to write this thing down. You're going to put the name on there and let me know what the name is. Right. Tell me what that child's name is.
Bring it out.
They might say no. You say put a bunch of numbers and symbols as his name. He's like, no. You're going to have to redo this on your own child's name.
Right.
You know your social security number. That comes from him. This is saying everything you got, you get from your enemy. That means you are this day in slavery.
That's right.
Yes, it happened 400 years ago. It never stopped. When they turned off slavery?
Bring it out.
Lincoln had slaves.
Right.
Emancipation, huh?
We still here.
We still here. Why didn't we go back to Africa where we came from?
Right. Teach. Bring it out.
Why? Because they got slaves here, and they keeping them slaves here.
Bring it out. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Now, that's some great truth right there. Where is it at? Right here. He said, you gonna do what?
And he shall put a yoke
Actually, this one.
of iron upon thy neck.
When that happened? So what I'm looking at is Taino Indians, Native Americans. They all had yokes of iron. That's a chain, right?
Right.
That happened to any other nation. Chains on your neck. That's on Django, right?
Bring it out.
12 years a slave, right? Yeah. What's the other nation? Birth of a Nation. Birth of a Nation. Y'all seen any of those movies? They told you and they showed you. Look at your history. You had yokes of iron. They don't teach in school like that no more. But the Bible talks about it. It's been talking about it forever. Read on.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
That's why we're still slaves today. Yes, it came off. But he said when he has destroyed you, it's going to come off. Like you break a dog. Who got pits out here? Or any kind of dog. You have a dog in the backyard, right? Yeah. You put him on a leash. You leave him on the leash for years. You teaching that dog to stay in that yard. So when you unleash him, he already know, all right, I'm in trouble if I go too far.
Right.
That's black people.
That's right.
That's why we don't naturally want to go nowhere and do nothing. Because we just been taught and beat into us, you are nothing, you are lazy, and you depend on white people for everything. Worship their holidays. That's another one of those one of all things. We serve him for holidays. For reasons to get together for your family, we do white supremacist holidays.
Right.
They say, people mostly get together what? Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter. None of them holidays is biblical.
Right.
Not one of them. I challenge me to find it. I'll find each and every one of them is pagan in the Bible.
Right.
And Jesus never said do them. Jesus said do the Sabbath.
Bring it up.
I don't want to really use it as Black History.
Black History, it shouldn't be a Black History Month. That's something white folks gave us as a little bone, a little gift. Here you go.
Bring it out.
Learn about your history for 1 month. That's it, though. When March comes, shut that stuff down. That's what you do. Shut that down. It's March. In January, not yet. I ain't say you niggas can learn until February. The whole damn year should be taught our history.
Right.
That's right.
Read.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
So we're still dealing with these curses. This nation that oppressed us came from far away. Read.
From the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth.
You got the eagle? He said, as swift as the eagle fly. What's America's symbol? Your quarter, right? So on the flag, some flags. Got that? Look at that right there. Well, what we're doing, it's not racist. We're showing you Bible history.
Right.
These are the people that have us in slavery today. Yeah, that's because that's Greek. Nobody teach black people Greek history.
Jeez.
They had the symbol of the eagle. Those are white folks. Romans, they had the symbol of the eagle. Those are so-called Europeans. The Spanish, those are still Europeans. Then you got the Americans. They have the symbol of the eagle.
That's right.
You see the dollar bill?
Illuminati on Illuminati star, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna show you something. What that is a representation of Egypt. Go to verse 68. I'm gonna show you that. I pointed that out. Why do they got? So you see the eagle, right? That's the symbol of their nation. It's called Edom, Esau. That's the symbol of their nation. Now the brother pointed out there's also a pyramid on the back, and we all done looked at conspiracy theories. Oh, Illuminati, the secret organization that controls America. There is one, but it's right in front of your face.
Right.
Watch this 68. We're gonna show you who the Egypt is. Read.
Verse 68.
Read.
And the Lord
So
shall
we still dealing with the curses in the Bible. Hold on. All right, go ahead.
and the Lord shall bring thee unto Egypt.
Oh, there it is. And the Lord shall bring thee where?
Unto Egypt again.
Hold on. So it says it's gonna bring you back to Egypt. Remember, the Israelites, if y'all ever seen what's the name of the movie? Prince of Egypt. You ever seen that movie? This cartoon movie? Have you seen it? You know that Moses, he split the Red Sea with the staff. The water parted in two. And he brought the Israelites out of Egypt. What are those dark people? All the people was black like us.
That's right.
That's right.
We were enslaved to other dark people back then.
Right.
And we were delivered. So God just threatened us and said, dude, break my commandments if you want to. I'm sending you back to Egypt. Now watch this. What does Egypt mean though? Like words got meanings. Watch this.
The book of Exodus chapter 20 and verse 2.
Because you point at the pyramid. That's why I'm bringing this out. The pyramid symbolizes something. Read.
I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So what does Egypt symbolize? Read again.
I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt,
Out of the land of Egypt.
out of the house of bondage.
What is Egypt?
House of bondage.
So what is Egypt? House of bondage. Bondage
That's
is what?
right.
What's bondage?
Bond. Put together bond.
Bonds. Now think about it. Bonds. You bonded out. That's slavery. Yeah, you chain together. It's slavery.
Right.
Bondage is slavery.
Right.
If someone has you on bondage, that means they got you wrapped up in chains.
Right.
You understand that? thing?
T-top.
So he said, huh? Shackles, yeah.
Right.
So that's what Egypt means, because there we were in slavery. So they called the place slavery. That's what they called it. But back then it's Egyptos. It's a different word. Now go back.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68.
So keep the thought. Egypt means bondage or slavery, house of bondage.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt
Into where? What does it mean? House of bondage.
again with ships.
How?
With ships.
So he just said we're going into bondage with ships. With ships. Who went into bondage or slavery on ships?
Teach him.
Black who? Went into what kind?
Black.
So-called black. Look at that. You can't put that on nobody else but us.
Bring it out.
But this book way old. This book was written before that happened.
Bring it out.
That's how we know who we are. It's more than the earth. God made the earth. God put in the Bible, you go into slavery on ships. Watch out. If you don't do what I say, I'm sending ships to put you into slavery. Then we show up, nameless niggas on ships. And be like, I don't know where we came from. But the Bible has the identity of the black man right here.
Right.
That's why we believe in God right here.
Right.
Well, we're not religious either. Because we used to come out of them churches. Them churches are garbage.
Right.
But this is our history. This is more than just, a system of beliefs to control people. No. This frees your mind.
Right.
Because we know the truth. Those ships are in the Bible.
Right.
We were stacked, defecating and pissing on each other, having babies, placenta and blood everywhere. All those ships packed like sardines, just like that. We didn't draw that. That's historical.
Right.
Read on.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee,
Come on.
thou shalt see it no more
He
again.
said you got them ships you're not seeing Africa, your homeland, again.
Teach him.
Now what? Hold that. Get that homeland real quick.
Bring it out.
I'm gonna show you where we come from. What part of Africa y'all think y'all come from? You said the South? What part? Well, I know some of y'all say y'all Native Americans, but what's our origin point? Where do we come from? So the earth, I can pick up a scoop of earth and they gonna tell me where I come from. And I can go to college. It's not going to tell me where I come from.
Right.
Where's God say we come from?
The book of Galatians chapter 4 and verse 26.
So we're in a different part of the Bible. It's a precept. Read.
But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all.
So what's the motherland? You say Africa. What did you just say right there? Read again.
But Jerusalem,
What place?
Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all.
What's Jerusalem? That's the motherland.
Right.
It's the mother of us all. It's the origin of us. So that's what we want to see. It's like, man, we ain't been to Jerusalem ever. Your whole life. They took it from us. That's how you know who you are. Where you come from. Go back.
Deuteronomy 28:68.
Remember, all this is God talking to us, warning us, saying, listen, you do them holidays if you want to. Listen, you murder, you steal if you want to. I'm going to send ships to take you away from Jerusalem. Read.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships,
Into slavery on ships. Read.
by the way whereof I spake unto thee.
Through all these curses you heard, that's how he's going to do it. Read.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
He said you're not going to see Jerusalem again. Read.
And there
And there, when you get off the ships, read.
ye shall be sold unto your
Did
enemies.
you know the Bible said that? When you get off the ships, you'll be sold to who?
Your enemies.
Wake them up.
Bring him out.
Who they talking about? That's so-called blacks and the Hispanics and Native Americans. We all went into slavery on ships, and when we got off the ships, we were not sold to our friends, our brothers, our co-workers, our bosses. God said it's your enemies. People that hate you.
Right.
We don't.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Come on.
For bondmen
For slave men
and bondwomen.
and slave women. That's how we know what bond means. We call you a slave. Read.
And no man shall buy you.
No man would set you free. That means you are still a slave today.
Right.
That's what we're talking about.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.